Welcome back to Devil's Advocate with me, your host, Matthew Cohen. I'm so excited today to bring on my guest and friend, Corrin Thomas. Welcome.
Hey.
There's so many reasons why I wanted to have you on, but I just feel like you're so different than any agent I know in the industry. And you know, I've been doing this for a long time now. And as you know, like we meet so many freaking people and it's so fun that you're so unique.
I love that you think that I'm unique. What do you think's unique?
Well,
Tell me all of the things.
So many things. Well, first here, I'll give my intro to the viewers about you. But Corrin Thomas is both a real estate broker at SERHANT. He has been in the business for about 4 years. But before that, he mainly did GC work. For everyone out there who doesn't know what GC means, it means general contracting. So you've been doing general contracting for 11 years in New York?
In New York for 11 and then in Ireland for like 8 before that.
So basically like since you were 2.
Yeah. I'm a very good Botox guy.
I mean,
maybe not today. It's kind of wearing off. Actually.
I mean, the lighting here is never great.
Yeah,
so.
okay.
And I just love, so kind of on that intro, why you are so unique is I love that I always say being a real estate broker in New York City is very hard. And I think it requires a lot of time. And whenever I mentor new agents, I'm like, if you want to do this business with another job, it's just going to be really difficult. So the fact that you balance being a successful agent and your own GC business, it kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, thank you. I think the reason that these two particular jobs work is that they're very symbiotic, right? Like I'm not working at Best Buy and being a real estate agent. Like, you know, a lot of times if you're staging an apartment, it'll need to be painted, you'll need to do lighting, whatever, or appliances might not work and might need to be replaced.
We just actually did a deal where this happened, so it's very top of mind.
But, you know, there's always things that need to be done to get a place ready for sale, usually the preparation part of it. And so I think that helps a lot. And so I use my guys a lot for that. As well, most people, when they buy an apartment or a house or whatever, they're not exactly happy with it exactly the way that it is. They're going to want to change something. And so, you know, basically when I'm walking out with buyers, I'll say to them, I can tell you how much this is going to cost, how long it's going to take, what the process is. And we can do the work for you as well, or I can refer you other people that will, or at least you're walking into it having a realistic sense of what it's going to cost.
And I mean, doing it ourselves as well, right? Like being buyers and we need homes too. I always think people forget that. I'm like my clients are, I think they think I live in like the air. Like I recently said, I was like, I just sold my own apartment and they were like, right, like you have a home. No, it's nice to have someone who's all in one.
Yeah.
Like it's so, especially when you have so many things going on in your life, to have one point person is so nice.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in doing work. I mean, we just talked about this, project management.
Yeah, project management is, and that's one of the reasons that I'm able to do both, is that I've got an excellent foreman, I've got an excellent project manager, and I have a really wonderful assistant. And so the three of those people kind of help manage all of the things. I would not be able to do all of this if any one of those people were not around.
I always say a great assistant or, you know, operations person, whatever you want to call it, it makes or breaks a person in our industry, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's so many balls that are in the air all of the time. And then you'll get a request to show a $10 million apartment and you have to just drop everything and go and figure that out. So
exactly.
Yeah, I think you just have to have good people around you all the time.
So, okay, so walk me through this. So I know you moved from Ireland to New York about 11-ish years ago.
Yeah, 2014, thereabouts.
Okay.
Something like that.
And did your husband like pull you over? Was he like, he's the only reason you moved here?
He's literally the only reason I moved here. I like it now. It took me a while. So when I grew up with these beautiful rolling Irish hills, and I'm from this town called Newcastle, where it was the town was the inspiration for C.S. Lewis to write Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. My town was Narnia, and so leaving that to come to a city was hard. I lived in Dublin before, but Dublin more feels like a town. So I was trying to get my husband to move to Ireland, and I brought him over for 2 weeks in January. It rained the entire time. I was in college at the time, and I had totally run out of money for heating oil. I was in this house that was on the ocean. It was a beautiful house, but it was built in the 1970s, which is the worst time for building houses. So it was really, really, really cold. I had no money, no heating oil. I literally demolished the garden shed to chop it up into pieces to burn in the fire to keep us warm.
Oh, I love that.
And it was romantic, but that wasn't the intention. And
I mean, we love a rustic moment.
it was very Angela's Ashes.
I mean, that's a little harsh. I was thinking more like The Holiday, like Kate Winslet in that little house.
What if everything burned the shed? So yeah, after that, he was like, just so we're clear, there's a 0% chance I'm ever living there.
Was he a New Yorker? Like, was he?
Yeah, he grew up in Westchester and then moved to the city after college.
Okay, so he's always been from here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a big culture shock, but on both ends.
Yeah.
Like moving to Ireland or like you moving here.
Yeah, and like personality wise, we're very different. Like Irish people are very indirect and New Yorkers are incredibly direct. And so
we are? I'm just kidding.
But in like the best way.
Of course we are.
The best way.
My friend who's from the South always he always says that most people in the world like to stab you in the back, whereas New Yorkers like to stab you in the front.
Love that.
And I love that. Like direct to the point. That's why I can't live in LA.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've learned to appreciate it over time.
And honestly, it helps you in work.
Yeah, you're a lot more efficient that way.
Yeah.
But anytime I go back home, and when I usually go back, it's like for a week. It takes me like 2 or 3 days to like and my mother will say this, stop, just sit down for 5 minutes. Just relax. Because it takes you a while because you got all this energy going about all the time.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, you're going here.
Yeah.
And then when you have to, I mean, especially Ireland, you're right. It's like the hills and it's very calm. Like it takes a little bit.
It's so pretty.
I mean, there's no hills in New York City.
Well, I mean, Manhattan.
There's kind of like a hill up to Harlem.
Is that not what is the city not called Manhattan because of Manhattan? It was like land of hills.
Oh, I have no idea,
but
I love that fact.
Oh, I wouldn't say it's a fact.
Oh,
I would say
this notion.
This is something that I'm throwing out there, but I think Manhattan is some Indian tribe's word for land of hills or something like that.
Oh, so we will look this up for everyone.
Caveat, I absolutely could be wrong.
I mean, I will say I've always loved selling real estate in Harlem, like in all seriousness, because when you are in main parts of Harlem, like you can see Midtown so clearly because Harlem is the most raised part of the city.
Yeah.
So it does like incline, I guess.
It does. You just need to be wearing like good sneakers for that.
I mean, truth. As we're doing today.
She got boots on.
Oh, you're actually pulling a me. So you moved here in 2014 and you just started general contracting.
Basically, yeah. Like within, I don't know, I had about a month. I don't remember exactly, but I had a month of like no work because you're not allowed to work when you come here initially. And then they give you like a temporary work permit. And during that period of time, I set up an LLC. Or I got everything in line to set up an LLC to have a construction business.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
started right away.
And like, how did you meet clients? I'm so intrigued. Like,
yeah. So my first project was.
I mean, you are like a tall, handsome gay man. So these things in New York City, you can like walk down the street and get a client.
No, like, well, I got my first client it was my next door neighbor, who is this wonderful sweet lady. She's probably in her 60s at the time, and the building that I moved into, the hallways were kind of a little run down. And so I basically painted our section of the hallway. And
cool.
I asked, we read the bylaws and I asked all of the neighbors right next door, is this okay? I was painting the same color, just like to give it a clean up. And one of the neighbors wrote to the board and explained what I did. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get in so much trouble. But they actually then hired me to repaint the whole building.
Oh, wow.
They eventually hired me to redo like everything, like the courtyard, the landscaping, like whatever. And then I ended up working for about half of the people in that building over time. And
where was this building?
This was 200 Mercer Street.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Which is like
huge buildings. That's really good.
Well, it's 26 units, but they're mostly like 3,000 square feet.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry. I'm just thinking like this set, like from the outside, it looks like such a big building.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah. It does. But they're very large apartments. And everyone in there was so nice. It was like, this is the best place I've ever lived. But they then referred me on to their friends and they referred me on to their, because I do good work, right? Like I'll take a loss on a job if I have to in order to make sure that it's perfect.
Well, because it all, to your point, like it's a referral system. So like if you do really good work for someone, even if it's at a loss, like they're gonna. I always say sometimes the least expensive apartments I sell lead to the most expensive. In a referral.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, so okay, so you started doing that, and when did you start to kind of like create this team around you in the GC world?
I kind of did it on my own for probably the first. Excuse me.
We take water breaks all the time. You know, some of us need to get our voice going.
There we go. I did not do warm-ups today. La 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 la. Yeah, so probably for the first year, it was just me doing like glorified handyman stuff, really. I'm kind of downplaying that, but it was basically just me because I can do all of the things, right? I can do the tiling and the carpentry and the whatever. And then the work just started getting so large that I needed more people. And so I brought on a second person, and then I brought on a third, and then it turned into, at one point, I had about 18 guys. So, yeah, I haven't kept all of them because I have very high standards. So, but, you know, I've got a robust team.
But that's part of the process. Like the longer you're in something, especially being an agent, like you learn who's good, who's not, who's reliable, who's too expensive.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely weeding out.
Yeah.
But so you do that and you do everything. And I'm like experiencing firsthand with you that you literally will do anything, which I love because I'm going to relate it back to being an agent. Like I always tell people one of the things I hate the most about our business is that when I hear from people and they either DM me or they text me or they're like, you know, emailing me through a friend and they're like, I'm looking for like a really low budget and I don't want to waste your time. Or they'll say something like, I don't know if this is in your realm. And I hate hearing that because I'm like, I don't want to be known for just doing a certain thing. I want to be known for doing it all.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure we should create some sort of tagline that could be used both for GC and an agent, but I'm always like, every person deserves a great real estate agent. It doesn't matter how much they have.
Yeah, I think that's completely right. And I'm the same way. Like, I don't turn down clients. If someone comes and says, I want to do a rental and I've got a budget of $2,000, like, I'll take that on. No problem. I mean, I won't personally do it, but I'll like have one of my team reach out and do it.
Exactly. It's like everyone deserves someone who's like a good person in that realm. Right. Okay. So have you done your own apartment?
Renovate it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, I had this apartment that I had a buyer that had an accepted offer on it, and it needed a total full gut renovation, and they had seen it a couple of times, and I mean, it was a great apartment, and I had given them, you know, the breakdown of how much it would cost. I said, here's, you know, what you do, here are the issues, laid everything out for them, and that was all great. There was a couple, and then one of the couple's brothers came in for, you know, before they signed the contract, whatever, looked through and said, wait, this guy's lying to you. He's lying to you. It's going to cost so much more. It's going to take so much more time. He doesn't care about you. And these were my friends. They weren't just clients. I was like, first off, I wouldn't ever do that to anyone.
Yeah.
Definitely not to a friend. I'm not lying to you. This is the process. Here's how much it will sell for when it's done, whatever. And they got cold feet and they backed out. But as they did, I said, look, if you don't buy this apartment, and zero pressure, but I want you to be okay with me buying it if you don't, because this is such a great apartment. And they said, sure, go for it. And I did. Bought it fully, got renovated it, bought it for $908 and just sold it about 3 weeks ago for $225.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I hate to be the like, so I actually love being right. Like I know most people are like, oh, like I don't need to be right. Like I like loved proving someone wrong, and I'm like, you see. like, you know, in people are so nice out there and they're like, I don't ever want to tell someone that I told you so because that's such a horrible thing. I'm like, I love telling people I told you so.
Really?
It's actually the best moment I ever have. So, because we're always, to your point, like, it's not that no one trusts us, but I think because of the reputation that real estate agents have, people have a hard time trusting us because we're like compared to like, you know, car sales people. And I mean, thankfully in New York, I think that there's a higher level for us that people have in their minds, but it's still so gratifying for me to have someone doubt me or not trust me, and then I show them and they're like, you were totally right. And I'm like, you literally just made my week. No. So
Can you put that in writing?
I mean, I would love to just know like what your friends and clients thought of the fact that you just did this with that apartment.
Yeah. So there were a couple. I think one of them really wanted it, and the other one was a little bit more on the fence. And look, it turned out well. I've invited them over a couple of times. I think like my takeaway isn't, see, I'm right. Like I don't actually care about that in terms of like, gratifying me personally, but more when the next thing comes up and I show you something, and if it makes sense for you, maybe just take my advice with a little more weight. I think that's kind of the takeaway that I would have.
Trust me more.
Yeah, exactly. But not like
no, I know
fill me, but like, look, I'm looking out for you.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's so funny. Like, I've loved over the years how my conversation has shifted when I meet with sellers that I honestly that I don't know or I do know. And in the beginning of my career, it was like a little bit more delicate, those conversations. I just really wanted to like work with people so I wouldn't have as much of a backbone. Now it's definitely like almost like too much of a backbone. I'm like, if this doesn't work for you, like I'll get you on the next time, like stuff like that. But one of my favorite things to say is, if you look at the market and you look at our industry and you look at real estate as a whole, typically the clients, especially sellers who listen to their agents the most and listen to their advice, are typically the ones that do the best with their sale being successful. So, you can either agree with me and listen to that, or you cannot. And, it will come out either way. And so I think that relates to kind of like that mindset. We're not trying to, whether it's being a contractor, being an agent, like we're not like trying to give people bad information. Unfortunately, there are a lot of agents who try to give people bad information. I don't actually think it's malicious, though. I think they just don't know what they're talking about. I think it's like uneducated. And so unfortunately, people bring that to us.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of smiling and nodding because you get thrown so many questions. Like if you take somebody out for 10 showings back to back, like there's a million questions that come up. And sure, over time you learn the answers to those things. But if you're like walking out and go, I don't know, every time, no one's going to trust you. So I do think people bullshit a little bit at the start. But the credibility definitely takes a while to come around.
Yeah. I mean, I also, I constantly get questions from people who are like, how do I avoid losing money on an apartment? And, what like makes people lose money? And I'm like, honestly, half of it is having a bad broker. Like if like a broker is telling a seller that their apartment's worth way more than it actually is, they're just like decreasing the value from that alone.
Yeah. And then the days of market go up and it's a whole thing. Like I totally get that. Exactly. I mean, I'll tell people the actual real truth advice. Like I set aside anything for me. There are people that I've said, look, I don't think you should buy this apartment. And there was one deal that was like a $4 million beautiful apartment. The commission would have been great. And I was like, look, I'm not trying to talk you out of anything, but I think this is going to be a problem. And I think there are better options ahead. And here are better options. If I were you, I would buy this. I
mean, that's the best kind of agent. So speaking of honesty, we're going to take a break.
Hi, I'm Evan Greenberg with Langdon Title. I specialize in title insurance across New York, helping real estate attorneys, agents, and brokers close with confidence. I solve problems fast and keep your deals moving. Contact me anytime.
Looking to stage a property but on a tight budget and timeline? Stage with Stage and Fold. Stylish, lightweight, foldable, 3D printed cardboard furniture that looks real. Quick delivery and easy assembly. Staging starts at just $199 a month per room, and setup takes less than 30 minutes. Contact us today to stage smarter, sell faster, save thousands with Stage and Fold.
Welcome back. Also, just as a reminder, this show is brought to you by the More Network. So, I want to know about your transition to being an agent. Because it sounds like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like you like GCing.
I do. And I like both of the things. I mean, if I had to pick one, to be entirely honest, I would pick real estate, but I do like both.
I was actually going to ask you which you prefer, so you beat me to it. No.
Sorry.
But, okay, so no, tell me more.
Yeah.
I'm like a therapist. Say more.
It's you get to see a lot more, right? And you're just in so many exciting properties. And then you're also in properties that are falling apart and need all of the work. And then you can like tell people how to do the work, and you can like have the vision and explain it and walk them through it. But you don't necessarily have to do it. So you're not like there with that project for a year or 2 years or whatever. Sometimes
So like you're not responsible for the lifetime is kind of what you're saying, which is nice.
It's a little bit more, not instant gratification, but it's like, it's a faster turnaround. You know?
True. I mean, but I do like what you said, that it must be amazing to be able to help sellers with the process of getting ready to list literally yourself. Like instead of being like, I'm going to put you in touch with this person and this person, like that's such a cool opportunity for people.
Well, yeah, because then we just do all of the things, right? They don't need to reach out to 6 other people while they're also trying to organize the move of all of their stuff into their new place, packing up everything they have, working on the new place that they're moving into, and dealing with, you know, their kids and their dog, their husband, their wife, or whatever it might be.
Right.
So it's just like, here's one person that's going to take care of all of it.
So, I mean, I assume given the fact that you transitioned to an agent about 4 years ago, I assume COVID had a little something to do with it.
No, nothing
Really?
to do with it.
Oh, wow.
It was around that time though. But yeah, nothing.
You're like, maybe it did.
Like, did it?
But what like actually sparked that?
So I was asked to do it. There was 1 year that I referred out about $26 million in business to this broker in the city, and he literally sat me down and said, "You're an idiot. You should just work for me." And I was like, "Yeah, but I have this construction business. I don't really want to do it." And he said, "Hey, it's fine. You can do both, whatever." But
Are we comfortable saying who it is?
Yeah, it's Josh Rubin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
Oh, right. I forgot you started with Josh. Okay, yes. I just like in my head for some reason think that you started with SERHANT. And I'm like, SERHANT wasn't around like 4 years ago as a company, not Ryan.
No,
like,
it wasn't.
So, okay.
I started with Josh. He
right.
was,
You started with Josh.
like, threw me in the deep end, taught me everything that I know. I learned so much. And he's like such a powerhouse, right? He does deals all over the city and he's been like a top broker in Manhattan for 20 years. So he kind of has gone through any problems that are going through. And I freak out a little bit when problems arise, and he's very chill. It's like, we'll figure it out.
He's a good person. I could see him being a good person to work for when you're learning the business, because he's definitely a controversial agent, and he knows that. So I'm not saying anything that he doesn't know, but like, no matter how you feel about him, he has crazy activity in terms of like the turnover of his business. So like he does a lot of transactions in a year, as opposed to like big agents who do like 10 deals a year and they're at very high price points. Yeah. So being able to experience so many transactions, to your point, and like they're all very different, makes you learn quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. And the interesting thing about him, and I learned this pretty quickly, is if you're dealing with a $300,000 studio or you're dealing with a $15 million penthouse buyer, he kind of treats them the same, which is nice. Like, responsive on top of it. Everybody is important. And that was one of the best things that I learned from him, is like, and going back to what we said earlier, if you've got a $2,000 rental, I'll work on that. That's fine. No,
I mean, it's important. It's also just, it's like, I'm trying to compare it to something that we do in government, but I'm going to leave government out of it. Like, everyone is a human being. I don't care if you have $20 million and I don't care if you have $2. Like, I'm going to treat you like a human being. And the people who don't do that, unfortunately, have a very bad rep in this industry.
Yeah.
So like, take it for what you will. So wait, so how long were you with Josh?
I guess 3 years. I've been at SERHANT for a little over a year.
Okay.
So most of the time was with him.
And so what was the deciding factor in the move from Josh to Ryan?
Honestly, a couple of different brokerages reached out and said, you know, would you come in for a meeting? And sure, I went in and met with them, and they looked at my numbers and they said, you should not be working on someone else's team. You should have your own. I like at the numbers that you're doing. And I was really nervous about that initially. I thought, I don't have the bandwidth for this. I don't have, like, there's a lot of things I don't know. I'm going to be so in the dark about a lot of it. I sat down with Paul, who's the director of sales at SERHANT, and he said, look, we'll figure it out together. If you need help with anything, we'll walk you through it. We're here for you, whatever. And that's why I decided to go there versus the other places. And they've been great. And Ryan has this thing where he says, some people, well, I'm going to mess up the quote now.
I love this, by the way, because I love people who drink Ryan's Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Oh, like I am all about the Kool-Aid.
I know you are. I know that you love it there.
I'll go to the sales huddle. I'll like come back and pumped up. I'm like, yes, let's sell real estate.
I mean, hey, you know what? Like, again, no matter how you feel about him, like he has this huge following for a reason.
Yeah, I love it. He's amazing. But he has this thing where he says, no one knows what they're doing, but some people do it anyway. And
I like that.
Yeah. And so I had that when I started. And you know what? You learn really fast. You learn really fast.
You do.
So like after being there and being a team lead for about 3 months, I figured like I kind of picked up a lot very quickly.
I think what's, even though I've been doing this for 14 years right out of college, but I also grew up in the business. So like a lot of these bigger agents like Leonard Steinberg and Nikki Field and Rafael De Niro like knew me when I was 16. So it's funny to have that relationship with them, but every single one of them always gives the same advice, which is similar to what you just said about Ryan. His saying is, I mean, if you're doing this for 3 years or if you're doing this for 23 years, you will still make mistakes. But it's just important that you learn from them, but you also don't harp on them. Like, I think that's the learning curve I had, which was I'm a perfectionist. So when I would make mistakes, I would just get so down. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, oh my God, that relationship is tarnished and, I feel so bad and like, blah, blah, blah. But now if I make a mistake or someone on my team makes a mistake, it's like, okay, like it happened and this is great because we're not going to do it again.
Yeah.
Like, and like the next time I have this situation in a transaction, like it's just not going to happen again. But unfortunately, we're in a business where there is no standard. Like, I hate when agents will tell a client, like, this is standard practice. And I'm like, well, there is no standard practice. So, like, I don't know if you're lying or just uninformed. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
But it's one of the two.
Like, but it's one of the two.
Yeah.
So, okay, so back, just like the one thing I have to talk about before we play a little game is something I do like really appreciate about you is your social media. And I will say, I think that match with SERHANT is really great because obviously SERHANT's all about that.
Yeah.
Like I love social media, but I definitely feel like I'm a little bit, when it comes to at least real estate social media, I feel like I'm a little old for my age.
Old for your age? Stop it.
Like my PR team and all these people are always like, you should do a TikTok and like, you should like be more fun and videos. And I'm like, I feel like my point's getting like coming across.
Yeah.
But you're so good. You do videos, you like speed through them, like you stop them. I'm always like, ooh, like who's doing this?
Well, I think the thing is when you start doing it, it feels gross. It feels so cringy. You're like, why am I doing this? Why all the people I know are going to see this awful thing that I'm doing? And then you realize that people are married to their phones. They're just like doing this all day. And we do the same thing. And you're always consuming information from somebody on the other side of the screen. And I think in real estate, you should capitalize on meeting people where they are. Like that's where they are. They're scrolling this stuff. I've sold a lot of business through Instagram.
I mean, here's the thing, to your point, it's something they're already doing.
Yeah.
And so why not join what they're already doing? And New York City is filled with really cool real estate. Like some of it's like crappy, but still cool. And some of it's like actually just beautiful and cool. And why not? People want to see that.
Yeah. I mean, like even before I was in real estate, I was following like Jordan Silver and there's so many cool ones out there like Sarah Sachs, Tucker Cannon, like really cool apartments that they're showing. And it's interesting. It's just interesting to look at and consume. Like whether you're buying something or renting something or not, like maybe you're in the house that you're going to live in for 20 years. It's still nice to see.
I think I have such a hard time with the cringe aspect because I
embrace the cringe.
Well, like it's like Benson Boone. Like, do you embrace it or do you like call it for what it is? Cringy. Like because we're in the business, I look at these agents who are, putting these amazing apartments on their Instagram and videos of them and blah, 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 and they're acting like they're their listings and they're not. And I'm just like, this is like exactly why I don't want to be this. So but honestly, they're probably getting a lot of business.
I get that. I had this deal recently where a broker took a video of, it was actually my own apartment that I sold. And he took a video of it and there was, there's 80 something views. And one of the people that happened to see that happened to put in an offer and buy the apartment. They weren't looking for an apartment. They were just following him. And they did the thing. So if he didn't do that, who knows if my Instagram would have reached him. Right. And so ultimately that's where the buyer ended up finding a property that they weren't looking for. So it doesn't bother me that. I think so long as the listing agent doesn't mind it, because some people do.
Oh, 100%.
I think you always just ask for permission. And if they're like, actually, I'd rather not. There was an apartment that I wanted to film and do this for, and I had a buyer for it. And I found out after it closed that it was Claire Dane's apartment. And when I got there, I had asked if it was possible to film it and post it, despite this setup being for, it was a video to send to a buyer. And she said, absolutely not, under no circumstances. And I was like, okay, no problem, totally understand. And I walk around the apartment and I'm like, that's a Golden Globe.
You're like, now I'm understanding.
Yeah, I understand. But so ask for permission. That's the thing.
All right. So let's have a little fun before we wrap.
Let's do it.
So going off of the social media, would you say Instagram or TikTok?
Oh, Instagram, 100%. When I edit videos, I do it on CapCut and I just press post to TikTok. Don't think anything more of it. Just leave it. I think I've got like 4 followers in TikTok. I don't know. I don't use it.
I don't even know if I have a TikTok. I'm like the worst gay millennial. Like I never had Snapchat.
There are definitely worse gay millennials out there. We've met them.
I'd like to take the cake. Okay. So uptown or downtown?
Oh, downtown for sure.
Yeah.
Like 100%. Zero for me, downtown all day.
East side or west side?
I like the center. I like Greenwich Village. West, if I had to choose.
You like where I'm moving?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm moving to like just a few blocks from you.
I know.
Yeah.
We'll have to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, what else? I have to ask, Dublin or New York City?
Oh no! I saw real estate in New York. I feel like I'm obligated legally to say New
you
York.
don't know. This is like honest time.
Honest time. Dublin has a piece of my heart, and I see myself living in New York for probably in the next 2 decades, and then retiring to Dublin. That's an early retirement.
I mean, early retirement sounds fantastic.
But I think I will grow old in Dublin.
Okay,
I love it so much.
Penthouse or townhouse?
Penthouse. Stairs.
I know. I love this conversation actually because I'll always say, like, if I had $40 million to spend on a home, I'd be like, don't you want to live somewhere where you have like concierge, like someone to like take care of it? Because I'll tell you, owning a house myself, there's always something wrong.
There is always something wrong.
Always.
I think at that level, people often do have
like home managers,
whether it's home manager or handyman or staff or something, right?
Fair.
Yeah, I'm big about outdoors, and so penthouses and townhouses both generally have outdoor space, and I like it to be on one level. Like that's my thing.
I love one level living.
Yeah,
stairs are tough for me.
Yeah, and then when there's
because I'm an old Jewish woman.
When there's an elevator, I'm like, I'm not going to use that because I will feel lazy using it, but I also definitely don't want to walk.
Okay,
so
when you renovate apartments, what's your favorite? Like, what is like your favorite thing in an apartment to renovate?
Lighting. Lighting makes all of the difference. Lighting. And it should always be at 2,700 Kelvin. None of this like 3,500 bright white doctor's office stuff. Everything should be the same. It should be consistent. Not directly over your head if it can be avoided. It makes all of the difference in every space. That and landscaping.
Okay. And I recently had this come up yesterday during showings, and I was like, this is something I've never really understood. Would you rather live in like a new building where you can't open the windows, or something a little bit older where you have like screens?
Oh, for sure, new building where you don't. I don't open the windows. You open your windows?
You know what's so crazy? I don't. But for example, my parents, they sleep with their windows open every night.
Yeah,
And they complain about the noise. And I'm like, you can close the window and not have the noise.
Yeah. I sold an apartment at 11 Hoyt. It was on the...
Oh, I like that building.
Yeah, it's a nice
Great
building.
building.
It was on like the 40th floor. And I'm friends with the buyer. And he'll open his windows and he'll say, we get bugs when we open our windows. I'm like, on the 40th floor?
No, it's true.
Yeah.
Like I'm temporarily living on the 65th floor right now, and there are bugs.
Crazy.
It's shocking. I thought that they die at a certain point.
I've only lived... The highest I've ever lived was 5.
Yeah.
I've never gone above that.
I mean... You're actually like practicing to be Jewish, because we should not take the elevator during Shabbos.
Okay, great.
Okay, one last one. Gut renovation or new development?
Personally, gut renovation. Although I will say it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. If you are the sort of person that can deal with stress and can appreciate upside, and also is willing to like either do exactly what you want or what the market wants, and not what you think the market wanted 5 years ago, I think gut renovation is great. But it's definitely not for everybody. I love it. My husband, for example, hates renovating.
Yeah.
That being said, we're now moving into our 4th place in need of a gut renovation.
Well, why do I have a feeling he's like, you deal with this?
Oh, he's like, you deal with this, but also, can we please never move again after this? I'm like, oh, okay.
See, I don't think moving is that big of a deal as much as other people do.
It's not the moving. It's the, like, I do everything properly. And so it's not like a slap, whatever. And it takes a while, and he just doesn't want to live in a construction site.
I mean, I kind of get that.
Yeah.
That's why I just don't live in a construction site.
It's a good plan. So the place that we're moving into is our, maybe not forever home, but probably 10, 15 years.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Where is it?
It is
You can tell us neighborhood.
Broadway and
well.
12th.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really will be neighbors.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Well, on that note, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
Thank you to all out there who listened, and can't wait to see you next time.